Hey everybody, this is Jim with Harvest Harmonics, and we want to welcome you here to the Profitable Farmer. And in today's episode, it's Tuesday, the 24th of May. And by now, most of you guys, if you don't already in the middle of your season, you've at least started planting, and we're really rolling in for the summer season here for 2022. Now, you've heard me talk about on this show and other shows, if you've watched our channel, you've heard me talk about a number of different ways that you can be more profitable in your farming operation. And if you guys have questions about this, by the way, go ahead and call in, or you can actually email us or just type in a comment or a question in the chat. We'd be happy to answer those questions for you here live on the stream because we want to make this as interactive as possible so that you guys really get the most out of it. I talk a lot here, but I really prefer to interact. I prefer to have you guys ask questions or make comments or something that I can respond to because it just makes it easier for me. It makes it more fun to have kind of a dialogue. So if you're watching the show or you're tuning in, please just type your questions or comments in the comments here, and we'll be happy to answer them for you. But today, I want to talk about something we don't normally talk about here. When we're talking about how to make your farm more profitable, obviously we talk about the obvious things, right? We talk about reducing input costs, reducing fertilizer costs, reducing pesticide usage, reducing tillage, improving yields. All these different factors will, of course, improve profitability for your farm. But there's a simple way, and probably the simplest way, that you can be more profitable, and it doesn't require a tremendous amount of change. And that way is just be first. It's literally that simple. Just be first. If you want to be more profitable, and this isn't just with farming, this is any business, but if you're just first, then very often you will be more profitable than you ever would before. Let me give you some examples of how you can be more profitable just by being first. Well, for example, our company, right? We are the first company to really launch a bioenergetic product, a biophysical product to the marketplace. There's been a couple of other types of approaches at this, but they weren't really refined. They didn't do enough testing in the past, and they didn't really have a viable product. And unfortunately, they launched their product a little too soon, and they weren't able to get the results that we're getting consistently with Kyminasi Plant Booster. But with Kyminasi Plant Booster, we are the first. We are the first company that to launch a commercially viable program and solution for agriculture that's dramatically increasing the efficiency of farming. And because we're the first company to launch a product like this, we're a lot more profitable in terms of how we're launching this product than we would be, let's say, 5 years, 10 years from now. 5, 10 years from now, it's going to cost us a lot more money to produce this and to keep up with demand. And the profit margins, I'm sure, will shrink. Also, we'll get more dealers on board. We'll get more layers of administration, all these different things that occur with growing and expanding a business. The profit margin goes down, 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 right? So just by being the first to the marketplace, you can be more profitable. So if you have an invention or something that's truly innovative and launching into an industry, you can be a lot more profitable, right? Now, let's just say you're a farming operation and you're thinking, well, I'm not nothing innovative about putting corn out in the marketplace or putting strawberries or putting blueberries or any type of crop out there in the marketplace. But just think about your season for a second. What if you were the first to get your product out into the marketplace for the season? So let's say you're growing blueberries or strawberries, right? And everybody plants roughly at the same time, right? Everybody plants, let's just say for strawberries in mild weather climates, you guys probably planted maybe back in April. Well, what if you can get your product, get your strawberries to the marketplace 2 weeks faster than everybody else? What if you're able to get those plants growing and producing strawberries and getting the strawberries to the market, your early batch, 2 weeks early to the marketplace? How is that going to help you? Well, the most of the marketplace obviously operates on supply and demand. So if you have a certain demand in an area for strawberries, especially if you're in an area where they really appreciate local produce as opposed to just they just want strawberries, right? If they can't get local strawberries until all of the producers, if all the producers are planting at the same time or within a week or two of each other, and all those plants are growing at the same speed, and all those plants are producing fruit at the same speed, that means all those farms in that region or in that area are going to be hitting the marketplace with their product at the same time, which means when you go to sell your product and sell those strawberries to the marketplace, whether it's farmers market or to the retail chains, then all that supply is going to hit the market at the same time. Well, what happens in a supply and demand market when all the supply increases all of a sudden? Well, the demand, if the demand hasn't increased by the same amount, then what happens is supply increases, or I should say, supply increases, demand is the same. And so, therefore, the profitability is less because retailers and other buyers are going to pay less money because they know that they can get strawberries anywhere, right? They know they can go to their local market. They know they can go to the supermarket. They know they can go to the local store. They know they can probably get them at Walgreens or something like that, right? Even Walmart and those types of places. So they know that they can get fresh local strawberries from anywhere because they're everywhere, right? If you're in a strawberry growing region, let's say, then anybody can get local strawberries virtually anywhere. Even on the side of the road, they can just stop their car, get some fresh strawberries, and drive home, right? So their demand isn't necessarily all that high, but the supply of strawberries, when the whole market hits when all that produce hits the market at the same time, the cost is going to go down. Meaning, when you sell your product, you're going to get less money when everybody else is producing strawberries, right? So how do you maximize profitability? Well, what if you can get to the market 2 weeks before that? What if the whole market is set to, let's say, flood the market in June? Let's say if you're in a cold weather area, right? And the local market is producing strawberries and they're set to start harvesting in June on the strawberries. But here you are mid-May and you're already harvesting and you're already sending product to those supermarkets. Well, guess what? You're going to get more money for that strawberries. You're going to get maybe an extra dollar a pound or something like that for those strawberries. You're going to make more money in that 2 weeks than anybody else can make during the peak of the season. So what if you can get to market sooner? What if you can be first, right? And the same thing, what if you can be last? What if at the end of your season, you can actually extend your season by a couple of extra weeks? And when everybody else's supply dries up and now the cost starts going back up again because the supply is lower, all of a sudden you're making more money on the tail end as well. So that's a really good way to be more profitable is just be first. We are the first company that's launching biophysics to agriculture, and we're more profitable, honestly. If you're able to get your produce to market sooner than any of your competitors, especially in a local market, you're going to make a lot more money with that. Now, let's talk about being first because a lot of people don't like to be first when it comes to technologies and products and stuff. So, what if you're the first person to adopt a technology that's going to make your farm more efficient, right? It's going to allow you to grow with higher yield and reduce input costs when everybody else has to put a lot of fertilizer in and get a relatively low yield. That if you're able to be more efficient and you're the first person to do that, then you're going to have a tremendous competitive advantage over your fellow farmers, whether they're local farmers or farmers overseas. And when you have that competitive advantage, you're going to make a lot more money. And that's what I'm trying to preach to people when I talk to them about our Kyminasi Plant Booster is this is your opportunity to be first. This is your opportunity to be one of the first people to utilize the Kyminasi Plant Booster and make your farm more efficient. And so much more efficient that you're going to have a huge competitive advantage over your competition, whether it's local or overseas. And we've actually gone a step further than that. We've not only given you the opportunity to be first and get that competitive advantage, but we put our guarantee behind it so that we've reduced or even eliminated the risk for you to be first. Usually, when you talk about a new technology or new fertilizer or a new product or something like that, there's a lot of fear in the marketplace, right? And that this is not just with agriculture, this is with virtually any industry. There's some fear involved. Like they're not sure, is this going to work? Is it not going to work? Is it going to hurt my farm? Is it going to help me? Am I going to spend a ton of money and then not get a result back? And there's some fear, there's some uncertainty there, right? And that fear is what keeps 97% of people from trying new products because they don't want to be the first. They don't want to be the guy that puts their neck out a little bit or reaches out for something that could really benefit them because they just want, they want to have that security and that safety and knowing that other people have taken that risk and have tried it out and have proven that it works. Well, with the Kyminasi Plant Booster, first of all, we've already proven this hundreds of times on farms all over the world. So there's that sense of risk should be reduced in your mind. You shouldn't be thinking with, oh, this is a new product, I can't try this, right? Because we've already proven this everywhere we've tried this. So there really is no risk involved with the Kyminasi Plant Booster. But again, if you are in a certain area where we haven't sold the Kyminasi Plant Booster or there's no local farms that are using it, again, that fear creeps in like, well, how do I know it's going to work for me? How I know is it going to work here for me in Namibia or South Africa or over here in India or some other place where they don't have Kyminasi yet, where they haven't tried this yet. How do I know? So there's that fear and uncertainty, right? And that's what goes along with being first. There has to be that person there that's willing to take that risk and take that responsibility and say, you know what, I know that there's a chance that this might not work, but but this looks really good, and enough people have proven this. I'm gonna reach out because I want to be first. I want to be that guy that really jumps on board and gets that competitive advantage. And for everybody else, the other 97% of people who just want to wait and see is somebody else going to be able to use this in Morocco, or somebody else going to use this in Namibia, somebody else going to use this in China, and some of these other countries, right? Think of it this way. If you're first, you're going to get a huge competitive advantage, number one. Number two, the risk that you're thinking of because of other products, we've taken away, because if you don't make more money with the Kyminasi Plant Booster, we reimburse you. We pay you your money back. And we do that because we know in this initial stage, as we launch into new countries and new areas, and we keep proving ourselves over and over and over again, that no matter how many results we get on a specific crop, or how many results we see in a specific area, there's always going to be those guys that they're just skeptical. They just don't want to try something until it's proven, until their crop scientist says it's okay, or their local university says it's okay, or they have 4 or 5 farmers already using it in their region, right? Well, by the time that all these things happen, all that competitive advantage has disappeared, and you're not first anymore. And then you're just one of the people that's jumping on board a bandwagon, and it'll still benefit you, but of course, you could have benefited you 2 or 3 years before that. So if that's the kind of person you are, you like to wait, you like to not put your toe in the water, so to speak, then Kyminasi Plant Booster may not be for you at this time. However, for those of you guys who are interested and you want a solution, you want something that's going to improve the efficiency of your farm, you want something that will make your farm better, and you're just a little bit worried, you have that fear creeping up in the back of your mind of what is this going to do, just keep in mind, we guarantee that you are going to make more money with Kyminasi Plant Booster than without it. We guarantee that you're going to make so much money, you're going to be able to pay for our system in the first year that you use it. And then the second year that our system is good for, it will be complete profit for you. In most cases, however, the reality of it is, if you're growing any kind of specialty crop, anything other than a commodity crop, you're going to see a 5 to 10 times return on your investment. Meaning every dollar you spend with me, you're going to make $5 to $10 back in your pocket. And the labor cost isn't going to go up, your fertilizer cost isn't going to go up, your input cost isn't going to go up. All of your other inputs at worst would stay the same. In most cases, they actually go down because fertilizer use goes down, pesticide use goes down, and these other factors. However, even if those costs did not go down, the extra yield is going to more than pay for itself, and it'll pay for itself in the first year. So we've done everything we can do to take away the risk. Um, and we've made a decision. We don't want to give our technology away for free at this point, because we want to help as many farmers as we can. And if we keep giving away free stuff the way these multi-billion-dollar companies do, then we're not going to have enough to go around, and we're not going to help as many farmers that way. And we don't think that's fair. We think that you, as farmers, deserve to make more money. We think you deserve to grow better crops. We think you deserve to put more money in your pocket. And we think you deserve to spend less money on fertilizers and to get more benefit out of what you're putting into your farm. And if you think you deserve it, then jump on board with us. And let's get started now this year before it gets too late in the season, because we want to produce a really good result for you this year. And we can do that with Kyminasi Plant Booster. For those of you guys who don't know or haven't seen this yet, we're seeing results that are far above any type of input or fertilizer that you're used to. In most cases, if you're looking at a 5% increase in yield or 10% increase in yield, most farmers that I talk to would jump up and down if we can guarantee that kind of yield. The Kyminasi Plant Booster is routinely producing 20, 25, 30, 37, 40, 78, 97, 155% increases in yield. I mean, we're talking stellar results. The one I just got back in Morocco, I had to double check because I didn't believe it. He got 270% more yield on his grapes with a better bricks and a bigger size and more grapes per cluster than on his control. And I was like, this can't be true. I mean, when I say something can't be true with all the results I've seen, you know that they got a good result. And yes, I did confirm that those are the actual numbers they got in Morocco. So all of you berry growers we've been talking to, Driscoll and all these other guys we've been talking to in Morocco, the only way that I can't help you is if you don't work with me. I mean, that's the simplicity. The only way you can lose with Kyminasi Plant Booster is to not use it. That's the simplicity of this. So we've taken all the risk away from you and we've given you every opportunity so that you can be first. Now, if that's just not you, no matter what kind of deal you can get, no matter how great of an offer I make you, you're just never going to be first. I urge you to drop off now and just keep in touch with us and pay attention to us because by next year we'll probably have 4 or 5 farms in your area using this. But if those of you guys who want to be first, who want that competitive edge, who want to do something to make your farm more efficient, and all you need is a little bit of a push, we have a very special promotion going on right now in May. We have about a week left in our May promo. It's 25% off any purchase of 20 acres or more, which is about 8 hectares, or maybe 8 to 10 hectares. Any purchase you make between now and the end of the month on May 31st, 2022, you have a 25% discount. So this is our last ditch effort. We're putting our money where our mouth is. We put our guarantee on it. We're allowing you to be first. We've had hundreds of case studies, and now we're going to give you a discount. So jump on board with this while you have the opportunity, not only to be first, but to save some money while you're doing it. Because by the time that this really gets out there and farms all over the world are using this, the price probably will have to go up because our cost is going to go up when having to service tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of farmers around the world. There are millions of farmers around the world. So take advantage of your opportunity now. Be first. Don't worry about it. We put our money where our mouth is. Save some money on the May promotion while you're at it, and let's work together so that you can become part of the future of farming today. And you can say, "Hey, yeah, I was the first to use that." You hear those people all the time, right? "Oh, I was the first one who used that fertilizer. I was the first one to use that piece of equipment. I was the first person who did regenerative ag in my area." And now you can say, "I was the first person to use Kyminasi Plant Booster in my region, and look at the results I'm getting." Those are the kind of success stories I love hearing, and I hope to hear some of those from you guys this year. But to get that done, we got to act fast. We got to get these on your farm and get you set up. So give me a call. You have my email address here, service@harvestharmonics.com. I'm also gonna just switch this over and give you my phone number, 727-324-6750. And you can always, of course, go on our website at harvestharmonics.com. Check out the science, check out how it works, check out the case studies, as I mentioned before, that we have. We have them on a multitude of crops at this point. There hasn't been a type of crop or an area or region where we haven't seen tremendous results, and you're going to get the same thing. So jump on board, be the first, be the guy that has the idea, be the one that plants the flag in your region, in your country. If you're a new country, we haven't gone there yet, be that first guy. Be the one that proudly says, "I was the first one to jump on board with Kyminasi and Harvest Harmonics, and look at my farm now. I have the best farm in my region, in my country, and all the farmers are looking up to me, and all the farmers are telling me, are asking me what am I doing that's having so much success, and even heck, refer some people to us and make some money. You can actually make your money back with just referring a few people back to us. So give us a call, send us an email, and let's work together. Let's get you started now in May while we have this promotion going on, and let's help you become part of the future of farming today. Have a great